Ave Maria, everyone. Welcome back to the Roman Martyrology. This is August 2nd. Saint Eusebius, first bishop of Vercelli, who consolidated the church in the whole subalpine region, and for having confessed the faith of Nicaea, was relegated by Emperor Constantius to Scythopolis, and then Cappadocia and the Thebaid. Returning to his see 8 years later, he worked hard to restore the faith against the Arian heresy. Saint Peter Julian Aymard, priest, who, at first belonging to the diocesan clergy and then a member of the Society of Mary, was a distinguished lover of the Eucharistic mystery, and established 2 new congregations, one male and the other female, to promote and spread devotion towards the Blessed Sacrament. He died at the village of Lamour, near Grenoble, in France, where he was born. In Africa, commemoration of Saint Rutilius, martyr, who, after having escaped persecution by passing from place to place, and having avoided dangers, sometimes even with money, was unexpectedly arrested one day and handed over to the governor, subjected to multiple tortures, and finally placed on the stake, crowned with glorious martyrdom. At Rome, in the cemetery of Calixtus, Saint Stephen I, Pope, who, in order to clearly affirm the principle that the baptismal union of Christians with Christ takes place only once, forbade those who intended to turn to full communion with the Church to be again baptized. In the territory of Burgos in Spain, Saint Centola, martyr. At Padua, Saint Massimo, bishop, believed to have succeeded Saint Prosdocimus. At Marseille in Provence in France, Saint Cyrenus, bishop, who hospitably welcomed St. Augustine and his companions, sent by Pope St. Gregory the Great to evangelize England, and on his return to Rome, rested in peace near Vercelli. At Chartres in Neustria, also in France, Saint Bethaire, bishop. At Palencia in Castile, Spain, Transitus of Saint Pedro, bishop of Osma, who, as monk and then archdeacon of the Church of Toledo, was finally elevated to the seat of Osma, recently freed from the domination of the Moors, which he reconstituted with lively pastoral zeal. At Caleruega, also in Castile, commemoration of the Blessed Giovanna, mother of Saint Dominic, who, full of faith, showed great mercy towards the miserable and afflicted. At Barbastro, also in Spain, Blesseds Felipe de Jesus Munares Azcona, Juan Diaz Notsti, and Leoncho Perez Ramos, priests of the missionary Sons of the Immaculate Heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and martyrs, shot by militiamen at the cemetery gates during the persecution against the Church in hatred of religious life. At the same place, Blessed Ceferino Jimenez Mala, martyr, who, of gypsy origin, worked to promote peace and harmony between his people and neighbors, until he was arrested in the same persecution while defending a priest dragged through the streets by militiamen, locked up in prison, and finally taken to the cemetery. He was shot with the rosary in his hands, thus putting an end to his earthly pilgrimage. At the village of Hijar, near Teruel in Spain, Blessed Francisco Calvo Barillo, priest of the Order of Preachers and martyr, who suffered martyrdom in the course of the same persecution against the faith. At Madrid in Spain, Blessed Francisco Tomas Serrer, priest of the Capuchin Tertiary of the Blessed Virgin of Sorrows and martyr, who in the same persecution deserved to shed his blood for Christ. precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. Ave Maria.